Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters with a free-to-play edition of Super Sparring 5, I think it is. Anyway, Super Sparring number 5 we'll call it, which has Fire, Water, and Grass weakness. I mean, that's honestly pretty nice, to be fair. So this is the free-to-play edition of this damage challenge, of course, and, well, obviously baseline being 1 million, we got 1.7 million, and again, I don't put too much effort into maximizing these runs because it is so easy to get the bare minimum base rewards. So that's what we're doing. I should probably just look at the ranking teams first. We got 800,000 on Hop, 350,000 on N, and 550,000 on Berry. This is because the free-to-play Fire, Water, and Grass types are very good because a lot of them are starters and a few of them are free-to-play, well, other free-to-play units, right? So, first, we use for Hop, we use Sonia, Eriott, and Silver. This is very simple. I mean, Silver is an amazing free-to-play damage dealer slash nuker, so he was obviously going to be the best one for this damage challenge in terms of a free-to-play team again. Eriott here is able to spam Sing, of course, as we know, and Sonia can apply the speed buffs to Silver, the paralysis, so that Eriott can spam Sing, and of course, disrupt Gauge, and all that good stuff as well. End's team, we had the main character Torchic, BP Berry, and Signasuit Misty. Signasuit Misty's got a very, very good water nuke. It probably would be better just to use May, but I didn't have either of them EX, and I was like, you know what, why not? Because I had already hit over 1 million by the time I actually did End's damage challenge battle, so I was like, screw it. Use Signasuit Misty was not too bad. Main character is literally just there to max out her special attack and crit, and Berry is there, of course, to spam Stun Spore as he usually does and apply support EX. And for the Berry setup, we used Brendan, main character in Raikou, and Aaron. Aaron was there because we do have the condition where, okay, I went too far back, where we cannot use status conditions on his stage. Berry does not allow that, so Aaron is able to spam defense order instead, or defend order, I guess, instead of having to, use like a status move like Sing or Stun Spore or whatever else, right? So he's the second best option, or pretty much the best option for these types of stages if you are going to be trying to spam a move and instead of actually DPSing your way through it or whatever else. So yeah, very, very good option, of course. Brendan was there for our main nuke, of course. He's one of the best grass nukers for free standards, for multi-target, of course. I mean, you could also use, I guess, Lodge Sycamore or Lodge Gloria, even though she's not really free, or Celine, but I went ahead and went with Brendan anyway because, I mean, pretty used to using. He's also very good self-sufficient wise, so went ahead with him. And the main character was here to pretty much just provide speed buffs with his trainer move and also buff Brendan's crit to where we only had to use Dire Hit plus once. Though we could have also done that with Aaron, but it doesn't really matter too much. You can replace the main character in Raikou with pretty much anybody who can buff speed at a very effective level. And again, obviously, these are just teams for pure free-to-play standards. If you've got more limited units, or if you've got better ideas, of course, they're obviously going to be better than the teams shown here, especially because I did not optimize grids. I barely optimized lucky skills. I only used 3-star type gear, so I never used skill gear or anything like that. And again, there's just far better ways of doing this. I just went ahead and got the 1.7 million because it was super, super easy. And again, maybe people could get some help from the guide. So I guess let's go ahead and hop into the battles. And yeah, that was Super Sparring Damage Challenge, I guess. Whatever. Alright, so the first battle is against Hop here with the Fire-type team. Again, Silver is really, really good for free standards as a striker, as a character in this damage challenge. I mean, he's just a good free unit overall, for sure. A lot of new players get a lot of good use out of him, and, well, free-to-play players, too, who don't have any better fire options, which, I mean, obviously, the stage is intending for you to go, hey, let's go for Arcsuit Leon, let's go for the new Variety Barney, all these other great fire options or whatever that exist. Mix blue off the really low chance, right? But you really obviously don't need those options. You can just use Silver and get 800,000 easy points. I am very sure that Silver can get 1 million for free. Certain units, certain grids, certain strategies, skill gears, whatever else it may be. There's going to be people who can do it. If you want to look up the full how to get 1 million points with just Silver team or whatever, I mean, go for it. There are resources out there to do that. But that's not what the intent of this was. This is just a simple, quick, easy, literally within the first 1 or 2 runs, that's what we got here. I was literally just resetting for paralysis on Sonia, and of course I could apply paralysis to all the enemies of Sonia just to make this, have the enemies be slower, but I don't need to do that, and I didn't do that. I just didn't find it necessary. Obviously, you know, there's better plays you can make, better units you can run, all of that stuff, but really just the point of it is just get that 1 million. You know, you don't have to worry too much about the details, don't have to put too much effort in, and that's not really what I'm doing, so. I will obviously like try and rank a little bit. I'm not sure how high I'll rank or how high or like how many points I'll try to get. Fire is probably gonna be one of my weak points. I mean, my best fire type is mixed blue, because I don't think 1 out of 5 Arc Suit Leon is gonna be doing me too much, nor a 2 out of 5 Sigma Suit Red or any of those options. I think that mixed blue is probably about where I'm at. Anyway, we do utilize the super effective next that Silver does get from his grid expansion. It does give him super effective next on using his buddy or trainer move, which we can use as long as it can max his evasion or buff his speed or whatever. So we can get a ton of super effective next that way, and that's what we do here. I wanted to go for another Sing or another Sing spam, but just it wouldn't happen. So I went ahead, went for the Sacred Fires just for some extra damage here. We did miss the first one because of course we did. Whatever, doesn't matter. 814,000 damage, very, very solid. And again, you can replace Sonya with any like crit buffer, attack buffer, and I mean speed buffer as well, because he does need a speed buffer to help him out. But Elio can also buff speed if you do want to go for his Sparkling Aria. You do not need the grid for Elio, at least in this run it didn't matter. Silver's grid obviously matter considering you need the super effective next and the max nuke, and Sonya you do want to have the team critical eye or critical squad, whatever it's called, and being able to buff the stats with the trainer move, but that's really all you need. You don't need too much investment in Sonya's grid. And of course, you know, Head Start 1 Adrenaline, those type of skills, super powered on Silver would have been all better, but not really too necessary. Alright, and the second battle against Brendan, not against Brendan, with Brendan against Barry. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a very simple fight here. The literal slowest part of this team is going to be trying to use Defend Order for most of the turns. That's all you really got to deal with here. And we do use the Dire Hit Plus multiple times on Brendan just for turn skipping. That's pretty much all you need it for. Again, running Adrenaline or Head Start 1 or whatever on some of these units would be a little bit better, and my Aaron is EX. I obviously do recommend having like at least one support EX character for each of these battles, because it just makes the points higher, but of course probably not needed. I'm sure that Silver and Brendan can still carry to 1 million points pretty much single-handedly without having to have a support EX character. You can just use their sync immediately. It's probably not a bad idea. I mean, it works. Either way, we've got all of Brendan's stats maxed here. Literally all of them besides accuracy and evasion, which is pretty funny. Good form Brendan win. And now we're just effectively able to spam Defend Order. Again, no status conditions are able to be applied on this stage, but thank you because of how this game works. We've got things that have like Venom Drench or Noble Roar, or in this case Defend Order, that can anything move that can buff stats twice, or two separate stats, or debuff 2 separate stats, has effectively the same animation as Sing, or the same efficiency. Just of course it's usually a good bit harder to have max stats earlier in the fight than it is to just bring a paralyzer and a sleep user or whatever, right? It's usually just within your best interest to run one of those, because otherwise having to run like Aura Cynthia on every single team composition to max out defense turn 1 is not really going to do too much greatness, let's just say that. Either way, whatever. Again, Brendan, great grass striker. Obviously a lot of other options to replace him with. Mixed Red's probably the single best one if you do have his EX roll invested. It's very funny that Mixed Red, Mixed Leaf, and Mixed Blue could all do very good for this damage challenge. Just because they're all strong, easy activate multipliers, they are able to do things like debuffing, so that's pretty funny. But I mean, obviously for like water, it's probably just gonna be better than like Champion Serena or Dahlia, maybe single target stuff. Anyway, whatever. Wanted to go ahead and try him with a last sync move with Brendan, but couldn't get there. Just barely missed out. Does suck, but oh well. Went ahead, finished off with Leaf Storm. Could have ended up with multiple, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter too much. 550,000 points. No big deal. It works out. And other better grass options, you can make work. Would not recommend a lot of the other free ones though, like Gardenia or BP Lusamine. Not going to be doing a lot better than Brendan. Probably not really better at all, let's just say. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, not too bad at all. I mean, these damage challenges are not bad at all. The super sparrings, you can get 1,000,000 points pretty easily, and I mean, I've proven that. I'm not using optimal stats or optimal grids or optimal teams, nothing like that. Just going, like, pretty much throwing something together and making it work with the most basic strategies possible. That just goes to show it's super easy to get these rewards, and obviously, well, you should. Alright, and the final battle versus N. Yeah, okay. Ziggus and Misty, not a bad character. She's got some pretty good perks of her own that make her good for the damage challenge. I'm not gonna... I really don't know how well she can do in, like, an actually optimized setup with, like, good RNG, right? You know, support characters and whatever else. But I could only imagine she could do decent, because she's able to buff her evasion. She's got 300% in total nuking things, I think, with, what's it called? Sync Power Flux, Blind Spot, and having the NA of having enemies with no raised stats, which, of course, she can use Haze, which is, in turn, buffing her evasion because of Shifty Striker, and also able to do propulsion stuff if you do have propulsion gridded for it. Though I don't think I ever got any luck with it, which I did use it for that, but yeah, I didn't really end up getting anything for it, but that's okay. We spam Stun Spore here, of course, with Barry, because we do have that luck, or that ability. N does have reduced sync physical damage, well, reduced physical damage in general, so using someone like Nessa just is not going to be working out well for you, sadly. I mean, Nessa is like the best free-to-play water option. I think I did end up actually trying to use her for my regular single target water damage challenge run, which she got like, I think, 900,000 points or something like that. I don't actually quite remember, but she did very, very well. I mean, Nessa's got very, very good multipliers, not like too terribly difficult to activate with characters like Steven, Special Costume Steven with the defense and speed debuffs, and also having super effective Nex and Restrain, all of things which he can give, which is very good, obviously. Only thing is like Rain, but whatever. This isn't about Nessa. This is about Misty, which, again, I think Misty's one of the better options, though May probably would end up doing better, though my May is not EX'd, and I don't feel like dealing with friggin' accuracy down bullcrap. Not really in my best interest. Dahlia is just one of the best characters for this. She can debuff accuracy, she can debuff defenses, she can apply water rebuff, I think. I'm pretty sure she can. You can apply Rain, like all of these just really, really strong abilities that she's got just to buff other characters, or, of course, you know, herself. She could end up being the main nuker herself, which, I mean, she's also, again, good for it. She's also got Confusion spam with Teeter Dance, which Confusion does kind of suck, but it's a spammable method, meaning she's got a whole lot of roll compression just in herself. Anyway, whatever. 350,000 damage with Misty, not too shabby. Could get a lot higher with 5, obviously, optimal teams, but that was pretty much it. That is the damage challenge, Super Sparring number 5 with all free-to-play characters. 1.7 million points is it's not bad. I mean, you can definitely get better. Again, definitely get better. There's definitely actual, you know, other videos out there for that. I'm not a dedicated damage challenge channel that, you know, actively tries to get the high score in every single battle or whatever else. But there obviously are people who do that, and people who do it, you know, helping out free-to-play players. So go look up those videos. I'll try to remember to put some in the description of like different lists of channels that put out damage challenge things, and see if, you know, maybe you can get some help off of some of their runs for past stadiums, or, you know, or not stadiums, past damage challenges, or the new Super Sparring or whatever. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Hope y'all enjoyed. Go look on your Super Sparring rankings. Go look again on your battles, summons for the new variety banner that came out. Oh boy, and yeah, I'll see y'all later. Hope y'all enjoyed.